Hi there, Karen Flaherty from Living by Human Design. Hope you're doing well today. Today we're going to be talking about the gate 55, which is referred to as spiritual abundance or trust. Okay, so with the sun in gate 55, this started on February 19th and it goes until February 24th, Saturday. And here the Earth is in gate 59. So the 59 comes off the right side of the sacral, and the gate 55 comes off the bottom of the solar plexus right here. And so starting the week, we have no centers defined. And then on Tuesday, Mercury moves into the gate 30 and joins up with the gate 41 to form the channel of recognition. And so we have the root and the solar plexus then defined for a few days, and then it goes back to no definition. So we kind of have both ends of the spectrum this week. We have the root and this solar plexus defined for a few days, but then we'll be back to no definition in the regular chart, unless it meets up with some of your gates. So things should be moving along fairly well in your life. Things should be starting to move along. So with the sun in gate 55, I call it spiritual abundance. It's abundance or spirit in the original I Ching. And abundance is strictly a question of spirit. Well, that's an interesting way to look at it, right? Where abundance is your spirit, your vibration, your energy, your kind of way of being. How are you being? Are you being abundant, or are you feeling more scarcity? It can go, as all these gates do, it can go from kind of the basement up a few levels, and with abundance being at the top. And so, it's up to us, right, to make those steps and to take those steps that bring us to abundance versus being in a feeling of scarcity or a spirit of scarcity. It doesn't serve us. The incarnation crosses this week are the crosses of the sleeping phoenix, moods, and spirit. And in quantum human design, it's called faith. So it's actually the gate 59 that's also referred to as sustainability in quantum human design. And usually, though, it's referred to as seduction and intimacy, and it's dispersion or sexuality in the original I Ching. It's the ability to break down barriers to achieve union, literally to basically, I call it the spider's web. It's like being this web of intimacy and seduction that allows people to come in and kind of not leave, where they're part of they become part of your web, and it's hard to get out of it. But it can be seductive, it can be intimate. It's all with the reason that of achieving union, or bringing two people together to create another person. And in the gene keys, it's dishonesty is the shadow, intimacy is the gift, and transparency is the CD. And as I said, in quantum human design, it's called sustainability. So in the gene key 55, we get the shadow is victimization. So here, because it's about, it's really just another way of saying what we said previously. It's about the spirit, right? It's about the abundant spirit or the not so abundant spirit. And the not so abundant spirit is going to feel like a victim. It's where we're, instead of feeling freedom, which is the gift, and actually here the CD is freedom also. So instead of feeling freedom or taking personal responsibility, we're feeling as victims. And those are really it's those two sides of the spectrum. You're either a victim or you're taking personal responsibility. You have a choice, right? You can be the victim, but it's going to feel like the shadow side. It's going to feel pretty low, right? It's going to feel not very abundant. And so the oppressive side of that is complaining, where the fearful side is complaining, and the reactive side is blaming, where you're actually blaming other people for what's happening to you. And so much better to move into the taking personal responsibility for your own health and well-being and personal relationships and career and all of that, where there's a lot more freedom in that feeling, right? In that feeling of abundance and finding things that actually work in your life, as opposed to blaming or complaining about them. He says on an energetic level, you truly do always reap what you sow. And so it's the circle of life, right? You reap what you sow. You create love and kindness and gratitude and all the good stuff, and that's what you sow. You create the victimization or the blaming or the complaining or lack of abundance, and that's what you will sow. And it's, I've seen it work enough times in my life that I certainly believe that. And if you test it out, you'll probably believe it too, if you don't already. He also says all human beings will eventually realize the state of inner freedom, which is obviously something to aspire to. And also between 2012 and 2027, which is fast approaching, right? A core awakening fractal of humanity will lay the foundations of a new world that will reshape this planet from the inside out. And so Richard's Gene Key's book and what he's been saying have been around for a little while now. And so we're fast approaching 2027. And with only 3 more years to go, this core awakening fractal is really in place. And according to some teachers, it's already taken place. And the people who are here are awakening at a much quicker rate than they have before. And they will basically lead to as Richard refers to it, the great change, where things will become more peaceful, more prosperous, more loving, more kind, really, as some people refer to it, as heaven on earth. You can either believe that or not. It's up to you. But I choose to believe it, and much more optimistic way of thinking about things, and feels better and feels more grounded than the opposite. So, of course, a number of people have birthdays this week, including. But what they lived during their lives was a way of looking at life that probably included abundance and spiritual abundance, and taking a look at the world in a way that other people don't look at it. They all had a little bit of a unique perspective on the world. I'm not going to say they were all definitely individuals, but had the individual circuit basically, but that they all had their unique way of dealing with abundance and prosperity and making the world a better place for the people around them. So I hope you have a great week this week. See where the spiritual abundance shows up in your life, whether it's friends and family or food and drink or community, or you're in your job somehow, in the projects that you're working on, in the books that you're writing, or the articles that you've got on your docket to write. Anything like that will probably help you feel as if you're moving toward abundance. We all want to feel like we're moving toward abundance. And the more we see that as a goal, the more we see that as a possibility and an intention, the sooner it's likely to show up for you. So hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon. Take care.